Hey guys, and welcome to another show and tell video. Today's going to be really special because I'm going to show you some guns that will bring tears to your eyes. This is what I call a time machine video. We actually go back in time, just like Doctor Who. Now, for all of you from the UK, I mistakenly said that he used a phone booth when in fact it's a police booth. I apologize. But we go back in time, and we're actually going to go back 100 years, more than 100 years, to the year 1900, and take a look at some guns that this is the way they looked when they left the factory in 1900. All right, first and foremost, these are American Test Eagles, and if you look on the top of the receiver, you see the American Eagle. You see the dish toggle. The dish toggle was a design from 1900 that they changed very quickly. Well, the model 1906 no longer had it. I'm going to show you that next. This top one, you'll notice, look at the front sight. You'll see it has a muzzle cover. Now the Test Eagles, very interesting history on the Test Eagle. If you remember from one of my previous videos, in 1900, the U.S. Army was testing guns. They took a look at the 1911, the Savage, the 1907 Savage, I believe that was. But they also got some 1900 German lugers sent to them. 1,000 of them went, and they came in a specific range. This one is in the correct range. There was exactly 1,000 of them sent, of 6099 to about 7099, and you can see this is in the accepted test range. So this was one of the test American Eagles that went to the U.S. Army. Now, most of the time I see a Test Eagle, of course, they took it out and beat the heck out of them. So they are in terrible condition. I mentioned in the 1911, when I did the video about that, I think they put like 10,000 rounds through the gun in one day to see how it would hold up. Those were all 45s. These were in 30 caliber, and so the feedback from the Army was, we need a higher caliber. This doesn't have enough stopping power. And in fact, that's where the contract for, I think they made two 45 caliber lugers, and those are in a museum somewhere. But this was one of the Test Eagles that was originally sent. They never are found in this condition. But when we look at these conditioned guns, the one thing you want to look at is the grips. You can feel the checkering on the grip. The straps, that's usually where most of the wear comes because people put their sweaty hands on it. The straw coloring is still nice and bright with no corrosion. And then, of course, the other thing you want to look at is the bore. So this is a Test Eagle from the original group of 1,000 that came to the United States. And by the way, after they were tested, most of them went to the Philippines. Once they got to that humid climate, then they were often rusted and corroded. So I have no idea how these survived in such good condition. This one is also same thing. There is a little wear on the front strap, but just beautiful guns. If you look at the serial range, though, the 1,000 stopped at 70, 99, 98, 99. This one is after the accepted range. And basically, the research says that they made another 500. So the contract was for 1,000, but they made another 500. That's called the extended range. This is one of the ones from the extended range. It doesn't really hurt the value at all because they still have all the same characteristics as a U.S. Army Test Eagle. Now, believe it or not, those are among the worst guns I'm going to show you today. And I should let you know right off the bat, all of these guns are either in a legacy collection or already owned by someone else. So none of these are for sale. But I wanted to show you, again, go back in time. This is now 1906. Go back in time and look at these guns, the way they looked when they left the factory. Now the guns are only going to get better. So just take a look at these. Both of these are 1906 commercials. This one on the bottom is a 9mm. Notice the shorter barrel, and the one at the top is a 30 caliber. 30 caliber was more common. 9mm definitely sell for more money. So when we look at the top, many people ask, what about the white? It's a white wax pencil in the DWM. Is that factory? I honestly don't know. I see some with and some without. It's like cheese on your steak sandwich. You want it with or without. Taking a look at the left-hand side, what you can see is there are proof marks, Crown B and Crown U proof marks on the receiver. You can see almost no wear, and you can see how nice the straw parts are. I mentioned before that you take a look at the grips, and these grips are still sharp. When I run my finger on them, they're sharp, crisp. But take a look at both grip straps. Now, two things. One, look how nice they are. No wear, have not been handled very much. But also, because they're 1906 commercial lugers, there is no stock lug. So it is missing the stock lug, and again, that's a 1906 commercial. Look at the front strap, and you can see again, just absolutely no wear. And if you look at the bores on these, they are mint, absolutely brand new. Just check out the straw on this right-hand side, and you also see up at the top, you can see the one pin is fire blued. So fire blue is the first thing to wear away. You can see the fire blue on that toggle pin, and it's just, it's remarkable. The 9mm actually has a little bit of wear, so we might as well throw that one away. It's too worn. Oh, also the grip screw, if you look at the 30 caliber, the grip screw would have been fire blue. That has worn off a little bit. So now we're going to move forward in time a little bit. These are actually model 1914s, 1910, 1914, little pocket pistols. These were made by Mauser. They tend to be pretty inexpensive. I can remember getting them for $300-400. Now, and in this condition, they're going to be twice that. But again, what you look at is look at the condition of the grips, just absolutely stunning. And notice the trigger is a fire blue color. There's other parts that are also fire blue. Actually, both triggers, I believe, are fire blue. And actually, once again, the grip screw would be fire blue. I'm sorry, my fingers are in the way. Now look at the front straps. Again, this is what, whenever you pick up a gun, when you look at the front strap, you're almost always seeing a dulling of the blue or corrosion. These are bright and shiny. This is the way they looked when they left the factory. These do have Crown U proofs on them, and these are commercial models. They did make this model, the 1914. They did make these in World War I for officers. These were always pocket pistols. This is 25 caliber. This is 32 caliber. One more area I forgot to mention. So I mentioned the fire blue. You can see on that, it's like a takedown lever. You move that lever to take the gun down, but you can see the fire blue on that lever as well. Let's move forward a little bit to 1942. Again, what stands out about this one is the grip. Look at the condition of that grip. It's, I don't know my woods well, but I'm going to say it's like a birch or something. I could be wrong about that. This is a Mauser HSC. Now, the reason I say 1942 is if I look at the finish, I call this a transitional finish. Up until 1941, the Mauser factory would use a high polished blue. 1942 was kind of transitional. I almost call it a satin finish because it has a little bit of gloss, but not the high gloss that you would see in the earlier models, and of course no fire blue either. So the condition of this in 1942, this is actually the way it looked when it left the factory. The front strap is not as bright and beautiful as we see on this gun, for example, but because it's a transitional finish, it's a satin. And then in about 43, 44, and certainly by 45, it transitions to a dull military blue. It was a quick and easier finish to apply, and they were just rushing them out for war. So this HSC, which is a police model, you can tell by the Eagle L, HSC from 1942. Okay, now it only gets better. I keep telling you it's going to get better and better, and we're going to end with these rifles here. This is a Walther PP that just came in this week, and you know, when I just kept looking at it, I had to go around showing everybody. Just, you can see on the right-hand side, you see the Eagle N proofs. So this has to be 1940 because it still has a high polish finish, but they went from Crown N to Eagle N in 1940. So this is probably early 1940. You look at the right-hand side, there's absolutely no wear. And the finish is so dark and beautiful. I compare it often to the royal blue that you see on like a Colt Python. It's just a high polished, beautiful blue. Now look at the front strap. Remember I mentioned the front strap and the back strap, and then of course the left-hand side we see the Walther legend, and notice the fire blue safety. It's just incredible. Up against that nice red dot, it's just beautiful. And when you get a gun like this, you never let go of it. One other spot that is fire blue is the ejector on this side. This one is losing a little bit of the fire blue, but that's what ejects the shell. When I pop the button, you can see that's just a standard magazine, but it has the extended bottom, and that's for somebody who likes just that extra little grip here. And it was an add-on. Now these sell for about $1,000 just for the box mag, so they're fairly rare. Now I saved the best two for last. I have two rifles. This rifle I already showed you some time ago. Actually, it was another time machine. It came in, and I thought I'll never see another one like it. Let's take a look. First of all, I'm going to take the bayonet off. I'll just show you the bayonet by itself. This is this is just incredible. Look how beautiful this bayonet is, the blade. I hate to take it in and out, both sides. It's DOT marked, as is the gun. DOT is the Brunn factory in Czechoslovakia. So how these lasted in this condition, because this was probably in the Russian zone, I have no idea how these lasted in this condition, but when I got it, I said this belongs in a museum, and I'm showing it to you again because I said at the time I'll never see another one like it. But then I have one that came in that might even be better. Just take a look again. Look at that wood. This is a very light wood. It was not heavily varnished or sanded at any time. This is the original condition of the wood. Look at the top of the gun where the artillery sight is. It's just crisp and beautiful. Just absolutely no wear. Now take a look at the front end, the barrel, and the barrel band. It even has the cap cover. Again, I could just go on and on. Look at this strap. This is an original strap. I don't see a date on it, but the date of the gun is 1941. I neglected to say that. But the DOT, Czechoslovakian factory, and 1941, nowhere at all. I see an eagle end proof on the bolt, and as I pull this bolt back and you look at the follower, there's not even a mark where the bullet was loaded into the chamber. This is a mountain carbine. You can see here it's a G3340. Makes this, of course, a mountain carbine. And then finally on the stock, you can see very clearly, you can see the Waffen stamps, and all correct. But I had to show it to you again because I just got another one this week. Kind of blew me away. It actually does bring tears to my eyes. Okay, this model is a K98, and it is a DOU. Like the DOT, the DOU was made in Czechoslovakia, and I have no idea how it got here in this condition. Whenever you see a gun like this, you automatically say it's been restored. This has not been restored. This is original condition. Starting with the top, it's a DOU 45. I believe this was in the factory, never issued. The reason is there are no Waffen stamps on it. This wood, you can, when I rub my hand on it, you can feel the roughness of the wood. I can feel the cracking in the grain. This was not sanded. This was not varnished. This was not stained. This is the original condition of the wood. Absolutely incredible. If you look at the top of the bolt and the receiver, absolutely no wear, brand new. I forgot to mention, we went forward to 1941. Now we're in 1945. The artillery shells have stopped dropping, and now there's peace on earth, goodwill toward men. And this gun was never issued and probably never used, but somehow came home, maybe with a GI, ended up in the United States. I have to take a look at this sling, because if I look at the right-hand side first, I've never seen a sling like it. It's just incredible. It must be some kind of, wasn't really a prototype, but it is a rare sling. This is like a tweed material or canvas material. Actually, it feels like a burlap bag. Just Never saw one before, absolutely no wear on this. And here on the end, it has a maker mark and 43. So this is dated 43. Maybe somebody out there has seen one before. I've never seen anything like this. Bottom of the gun, you can see absolutely stunning. The barrel, top of the barrel, both sides. Just had to show it to you. Here, look, we'll look at the butt plate. It's shiny and not been banged around at all. Again, just like all of these guns, when somebody shows you something like this, don't even say how much. Just get your wallet out. Because if I showed you 100,000 K98s, you will only find one. You may not even find one that looks like this. Please don't write to me and say, can I have it? You can't. When I let go of it, it has to go to a museum. This really is a time capsule from 1945. The day it left the factory, it looked exactly like this. Now, the best part about these guns, I can honestly say they never killed anybody. They were probably never shot in anger. Some of you out there, I know, would tell me, if that was mine, I would take it to the range and shoot it. I won't do that, but I don't blame you if you put 1 or 2 rounds through it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope your face is not green with envy. I just have to show you these things when they come in. It's very, very rare, but we are looking forward to more. If you have something like it, let us know. Send us pictures. We love looking at them, just like you do. Stay tuned because I have more videos coming your way real soon.